good habits. That's one of the main components of our self-improvement journeys. To replace bad habits with good ones. Things we do each day that over time improves us slowly but steadily. And then after a while we have this exponential growth curve that's going to take us to heights that we cannot dream of. We know the effects of good habits, that if you go to the gym for 1 to 5 years, you're going to get a good physique. Regardless of those genetics that people talk about. You know that if you eat just slightly better each day, it's going to build up and give you more longevity than you otherwise would have had. And if you meditate each day, this practice that, yeah, it gives you some peace for a few hours, but doesn't seem to do much. Over time, it expands the gray matter within the brain. It increases your capacity. All these good things that come from just small, simple habits that we need to do each day. And a lot of these habits, they take only a few minutes to do. So how hard can it be really to just get those habits done? Well, that's a lot harder than it seems. And if you've ever tried to do habits each day, have a list of them that you need to do, you know just how difficult it can be. A great tool to help you out with your habits and make sure you do them each day, something that can hold you accountable, is a habit tracker. And for the first time, I did, for the month of February, a physical habit tracker. So these are my habits, I believe 9 in total, 8 or 9 in total. And I've been tracking them using different colored pens. So what's the whole reason for doing them on paper? Why can't you just get one of those fancy looking Notion templates and just fill in those boxes each day? Or, as I did, why can't you just create an Excel document on your computer and track them? Well, I did both of those things and it didn't really work out, because it may seem that you're this advanced guy, you got your habit tracker on your computer and you can just fill it out each day. But the small friction of having to open up my computer, go in and tick the box, it took away a lot for me. Especially when you get to the point where the motivation is down for a specific habit or your habits in general, but you still need to do them. Having this extra hassle to do, that you need to go onto your computer each time, drags out the last bit of fun that you have for it. However, if you do a physical one and you put it on the wall that I did, you're constantly going to be reminded of it. You're going to have it constantly there in your everyday life. And as you complete your habits, you get to run to your habit tracker, take one of those pens out and tick the box, hopefully with green. And it's super satisfying to just see the days grow. You see that, oh, I've made a whole week of just green habits. It's super satisfying to see. So it's motivating and it holds you accountable. You cannot escape it. Each day you wake up, you see your habit tracker. Oh, right, I gotta do my habits. Okay, I gotta go and do them. It's perfect. I can't believe I haven't done a physical habit tracker up until this point. If we now take a look at my habits here, you can see that I started my habit tracker on the 7th of February. So I just had nothing here. And then I started off great, of course, the motivation to do it the first day. I gotta do everything on the first day. Got every single habit done. And from there on out, went back and forth a little bit, but there are some patterns that we can see from this. So first of all, I don't know if you can read this, but cold shower is something I did for every single day, except for the last one. And meditation, prayers, and gratitude journaling, those 3 habits are really solidified. I feel like I just do them every single day. I don't have to think too much about it. And that's the thing, because we may have the wrong definition of habits in this self-improvement space, because the actual definition is something that is you just do automatically. It's very hard to get rid of. It's something you don't think about it. Think, for example, of brushing your teeth. It's something you do each morning and evening, and you're never walking around and thinking, oh yeah, I gotta brush my teeth. No, because you just go and do it. It's just a part of your life. You've been brushing your teeth. Me personally, I've been brushing my teeth for I don't know how long, years and years. So that's just engraved into my life. And that is the exact goal of these habits. Because hey, these habits, they're not actual habits at this point. It's just we're trying to make them. We're trying to make them to that point. I think it is that you need to do something consistently over a 2-month period, around 60 days, for it to become an actual habit. If you can see here in my cold showers, it went pretty well. And it has become something that I honestly don't think too much about. Sure, it still scares me when I wake up. I gotta go into the shower and turn on that cold water. But I just do it each morning. Apart from this one, of course. And the same with meditation. I just sit down and do it. I cannot imagine a day without meditating. And gratitude journaling just happens too. So those I feel like I've really made actual habits out of, even though I have some red days here. Now, where there's lots of improvements to make is on these ones. So lots of red areas here. And this is what it usually looks like for a habit tracker. You get some motivation to do them for a few days, and you're back and you just, oh no, I didn't do it yesterday. Oh, I haven't done it for 2 days now. Oh, 3 days since I did this habit, I can just skip it again today. And that's sadly what causes us to just continue on in our mini rut that we have. So eating the frog I have is just doing the hardest task first. And that has been surprisingly hard for me because I don't know, I do other stuff. Working out, stretching, record video. Facial exercise is a pretty interesting one. And then I had to make another one here. Speak to 2 new people a day. Also, bit next, but such a good habit to have. How can you now create your own habit tracker and start tracking for the month of March? Well, what I suggest to do is just, first of all, just take a piece of paper, do it on paper. Remember, you're not going to do it on Notion, not going to do it on Excel or any other program you have in your computer. Paper, actual paper, real world, concrete stuff. You're going to first write down all the days here, the number of the days of the month. And then you're going to add the habits on top. I got 9 in total, and it's probably what I'm going to go with for the month of March as well, even though I had some red ones. However, if you're just starting out with this, I highly recommend you to go with a number a little bit lower, let's say around 5-6 habits. The reason for this is obviously because it's going to be a lot easier to complete. And you need that motivation in the beginning, that you need to see that you do the majority of your habits. Because you have like 10 habits and you only do like 5 of them. Yeah, you did 5, but it's so demotivating to see those 5 didn't do. Whereas if you had just 5 habits and did 4, that's great. You did the majority of them. I think you get the point. Just write the names of the habits on top, and then you make squares you can fill out for each day. And then you take 2 colors, ideally red and green, and you just fill out red when you haven't completed it for the day, green when you did complete it. And here's the most important thing of all. When you don't complete your habits, because yes, it will happen, don't make the mistake of just tearing down your habit tracker and starting over again, thinking that, oh, I just need a fresh start. I have done that, and I feel ashamed looking back, because I had, like I previously mentioned, some Notion template where I did my habits. But then it went kind of like a week, 2 weeks, and I hadn't done any single habit, and I kind of felt like, oh man, this didn't really go that well. Let's start over again. I learned that that's completely wrong, because the thing a habit tracker does is holding you accountable. So if you have a habit tracker, you've fallen off completely, you haven't done a single habit for 2 weeks, you're gonna see all those red boxes. And you're gonna see that you're gonna be so dissatisfied. And dissatisfaction is one of the most powerful feelings you can have. Because that is gonna motivate you to work so hard to get out of your rut. Just think about it. If you just start over again with your habit tracker, all the bad days are gonna be behind you. You're just gonna think that, oh yeah, I'm gonna start my nice habit tracker again. But if you are facing those red boxes for 2 entire weeks, you're gonna feel so stressed about it. You're gonna do those habits. And keep in mind, it is by seeing the habits we do and don't do each day that we can improve. And it's also a lot of fun to look back on past months and compare your habit trackers. Okay, I started out in March with this one, mostly red on my habits. But then in April, something happened. A slight improvement, a lot more green. And then in May, I almost exclusively got those green boxes. So it serves a lot of different purposes to just keep your habit tracker no matter what. If you so go to Spain for a week and then come back and, oh no, I haven't done my habits, keep the habit tracker up, fill those boxes in with red, and keep going. Because you're gonna appreciate that in a few months, a few years' time, when you look back and you can see your progress, that you went from almost all red to now almost all green. This is so powerful. I thought that I don't really need a habit tracker because I just do the habits that I feel are the best for me, and then the other ones I'll just skip so I can work more. But man, was I wrong on that, because it's so powerful to have this, to be able to take off boxes, to just hold yourself accountable. And cold showers have never been this good before. For most of the time I did it for only like 6 days, and I took a rest day once a week. Now I'm doing it every single day. Meditation, almost every single day. Gratitude journaling, same thing there. And habits such as stretching, I almost never did. And even though, yeah, I have some red on the stretching, it's still an improvement over doing nothing. And not to speak of this habit, to speak to 2 new people per day. I didn't do that any day. And yeah, there's a lot of red here, but you see the improvement from speaking to 0 people, 0 days, to now having a few days here that I've actually spoken to 2 new people. That's the power of habit trackers. You get out, you do stuff, you improve your life slowly but steadily. So I highly encourage you to do one of these on your own. It's not hard, just to write it down, just tick off the boxes. You don't have to make it as fun looking as this red-green thing. Just make it a physical habit tracker, and you're gonna see that your habits are gonna take you to a place that you couldn't really see beforehand. And you let just the power of habit trackers take you and put you in that good place you want to be in the future. If you do decide to make one of these on your own, comment down below which habits you're gonna have on it. I'd be very interested to look at that and discuss with you what you're gonna do. If this helped you in any way, subscribe and like this video. And to our good habits. And with that, I'm leaving you.